Hello! Today I'm working on a character that I have named Science. I'm just brainstorming right now, working on a world building project called the Astronaut Progressive. I'm not exactly sure where this is going to go, but I've been developing the style and weird blobby characters for about a few years now, and I'm really starting to develop what these things are, where they come from, what role they play in the story, whether it's vital or insignificant. I think this one will be involved with a minor story arc. I'm kind of just going through the process of building a character book, basically, an art bible. Anyways, so yeah, this character's name is Science, and I don't have a name for the race or whatever it is, alien tribe or whatever you want to call it, set yet. It's kind of a little bit different than a lot of the other creatures that I've made. There's like watchers, there's sleepers, there's observers, and this guy, he practices science, and it will be a metaphor for kind of what you put your belief in. And this guy has taken the religion of science and gone totally overboard with it. And as you can tell on screen, it kind of looks like he's lost his mind. And that is absolutely what I have in mind for Science. He's going to be loopy, crazy. It'll be a memorable moment in the graphic novel whenever I get to the graphic novel. But you know, I'm in the fun stages of world building. I'm making all the characters. I'll be making the environments. And yeah, I'm really excited where things are going. I've been working on this for a couple years. Started with some acrylic paintings that I did and continue to do, that are these beings with these piercing circular eyes that look into your soul, look into the window of your heart, and they observe and watch you, and you cannot make them look away. There's nothing you can do to get them to be distracted from their gaze. I'll have to do a video explaining that and kind of showcasing some of my creations of the Watchers. Those are the main things that I've made before. But yeah, it's an expanding universe in my mind that I've got to get down on paper, so to speak. Even though this is digital, there't definitely lots of sketchbooks with Watcher material on it. But the process of world building and concept art and illustration is, you just kind of get those ideas out. As you can see, Science has, let's see, how many fingers did I give him? 1, 2, 3, stop moving. It's like about 7 or 8 fingers on one hand, and you'll see in a second he's got like a totally different number of fingers on his other hand, his left hand. Yeah, I think I started off with like 3, and then I eventually added more, I think. But yeah, so my thought process on this world of the Astronaut Progressive is I want to make something that I'll be remembered by, that'll leave a legacy, that I introduce something into the world that is new and fresh and nobody's ever seen before. A new intellectual property that kind of just introduces something new. I feel like things have gotten very old lately. Like it's a lot of the same stuff, the same fantasy, the same sci-fi. I want to turn it on its head and just go really get really weird and unique and make something new. That's what this journey's about. I want to make something really interesting and something you've never seen before, with characters that are going to be a pain in the butt to draw all the time. So I might need to simplify this, because this is pretty wild. It'll be hard to draw in a graphic novel form every single panel. I mean, I guess a lot of the parts will be moving around, so like the bare bones of the character will not be that complicated. But yeah, I definitely need to keep in mind I don't want to make my life miserable having to draw these characters very often. I like science. Is this a success or a failure? I'm not entirely sure. Definitely leave a comment and let me know what you think. I mean, he looks cool, but it might be a failure because there's so much going on, and that's always been one of my biggest weaknesses is detail. Too much detail. I love to zoom in. As you can see, I'm zoomed in really close most of the time and adding a lot of detail. And it might be good for like a large print or something like that, but when you're doing all these tiny little panels in a comic or graphic novel, it's not gonna work out so well. But anyways, well, moving on. So yeah, these shapes that I draw, I've been drawing these things for a long time. I've got this library in my head of all these little shapes and blobs. I call them floating blobs, which I guess is not that amazing, but because that's what they are. But I've drawn so many of them that it's just this experience where it just like oozes out on the page so easily, and I don't even have to think about it. And yeah, I might go in depth on how I started to do that, if anybody's interested. But yeah, I don't know, I just love drawing little details, and for some reason these ethereal looking blobs that are just kind of defy gravity, they defy logic, they defy our experience. You don't see that in real life. And it's something you see in like footage of astronauts playing with like their coffee and zero gravity, which is really cool. I've definitely watched those videos too much as reference. Yeah, there's always so much to talk about. I actually used to, when I worked at an ad agency, I used to work with a lot of space research companies because I live near NASA, near the Kennedy Space Center. And so I've really got like a passion for science fiction from that experience. I got to design a couple space mission patches for their research missions, not like the full-on mission, but there are some of the patches that I designed that actually went to the space station, which was super cool. It was for the National Laboratory and some of the commercial research that was being done and is continuing to be done there. So yeah, that being close to the space center and doing that kind of work has definitely been an inspiration for me. I'm so fascinated by what's out there, and I'm kind of shocked that more people aren't fascinated and wondering, like, did the U.S. government just admit that there's extraterrestrial beings or flying devices that they have no idea where the technology came from, but they've been utilizing it? It's just really bizarre to me that not so many people are talking about that. Like, we should be talking about that every single day because it's really exciting. But man, I really went off on a tangent there. The video's almost over. At least 10 minutes. Maybe I'll extend this. All right, so let me try and wrap this up with a bow. That's an impossible task. I've totally lost my train of thought. I hope you enjoy watching this time lapse. I'll have to talk about. Man, I'm sorry. I'm gonna keep this in here because I kind of think I'm amused that I find this so amusing. But yeah, leave a comment. Let me know what you think of this character Science. If you have any ideas of what he is or anything like that, I'd love to hear it. If you have any things that you see that I'm doing and you're like, how did you do that? Let me know. I'd love to make tutorials that are actually useful. I use Clip Studio Paint. I highly recommend you do too. It's way cheaper than Photoshop, and it's way better than Photoshop for art, in my opinion. I very rarely open up Photoshop. I don't know how to wrap this up, but yeah, I appreciate you watching this time lapse. I guess he's got a big giant vial that he's working with. Here I'm doing a weird signature. And yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you have a great day. And I'm gonna wrap this up by writing his name out on here soon. Yep, there's his name, Science. And we'll revisit Science soon. I'll either color this or work on some other versions, but here's the finished drawing. Thanks for watching, and you rock. Don't change. See you next time.